hunters coming to you live from Melbourne's iconic Queen Victoria Market Deli Hall. My name's Wendy Hargreaves. I'm a food lover who loves her cheese. But to get the expert opinion, I'm also joined by Hakim Halim, who's with me now.
Hello guys, how are you?
Hakim is the amazing owner of Ripe Cheese right here in the Dairy Hall, and he's got his own little story to tell.
I do. So I come from Singapore and I happen to just love cheese, and I also happen to specialize in Australian cheese. And I love cheese so much that I've become intolerant to lactose. I know, irony.
If you're going to trust anyone to talk about the best cheese to buy, it's going to be someone who's lactose intolerant, because they're putting their gut on the line every single time
I'm here, 100%.
So the Cheese Hunters is like a World Cup of cheese. Every week we'll be pitting a famous overseas brand with somebody, or a cheesemaker here in Australia that we think is as good, if not better, than the overseas variety. Now, these are brands that have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years in Europe and various other parts of the world. And we think we do it pretty well here in Australia, but
we do.
It's all in the tasting. So this is how we do it. First of all, we do the Pong test. How much does the cheese stink?
And the second one, we do the funk test. How funky it tastes like.
How big it is in the mouth,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And then we do the wank test, which I know sounds a bit rude, but it's all about the story. How much of a cheese wanker can you be when you talk about this cheese?
And the last one is the screw it factor, which is the most important scale today, right? And because I'm lactose intolerant, so whatever cheese I put in my mouth needs to be worth the pain that I potentially may be feeling later on.
Yeah, for me, the screw it factor is my food baby that I carry around with me all the time. So, today, what are we working with here today, Hakim?
So today we are talking about cheddars.
Ooh.
Cheddar, the beautiful cheddar that everyone loves in Australia, and we somehow call it tasty, which I don't understand why.
I don't either.
I don't know, what is tasty?
Tasty cheese.
What is that?
It's like, maybe it's because we find it the tastiest cheese, maybe.
But anyway.
Cheddar, there's tasty, and then there's cheddar. And this is taking the cheddar game
Up to a whole new level, yeah?
Yeah.
So the first cheese that we're talking about today is the iconic Quicks cheddar from the UK.
Okay,
All right.
The UK really is the home of cheddar.
Pretty much they created cheddar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus the Bay of Fives cheddar from Tassie. All right, so two beautiful.
And I just realised I put them around the wrong way.
Oh, no, correct. Oh, you're right.
Oh, I am.
You're right. Yes, you're right.
They look so similar. Okay.
Well, and there's a reason why they look similar, because they're both made in that similar sort of English style cheddar.
Yeah.
So let's see if they match up.
Let's just have a look at the outside though. This looks so cool and rustic and handmade compared to these guys with their branding, and it's all a bit plasticky.
There's a reason for it though, why it looks like this, Wendy. It's because so they actually rub animal fat around the cheese and they aged it. So that animal fat, in fact, permeates into the cheese and gives a beautiful flavor.
Wow.
To that cheese.
And what else does it also seal it? Or?
It does seal it. It allows the cloth to stick on it, and then they aged it.
So what else would people use apart from animal fat to seal the cheese?
Could be vegetable fat, could be...
Got to have a fat.
Yeah, could be fat. Or wax sometimes. Yeah, so I have to say, wax cheddars aren't my favorite. Cloth down cheddar is the way to go for me, and we can talk more later on.
Yeah.
Alright, let's try it now.
Alright, cool.
Alright, the first one, Quicks cheddar.
It's fun.
This one here.
And we're going to be testing testing the Pong factor first of all, which is how much is this going to stink out your fridge. Oh, this is very mild.
Very mild.
This one.
I do smell a bit of hay, a bit of grass in there. But it's quite mild. I do smell a bit of hay.
It's very mild. I'm not getting a lot of smell from this.
So this will not stink
It's
up
not making my mouth water.
No.
It's not doing any of those things that often a smelly cheese will do.
Let's try it and see how it tastes.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Now, clearly, all of the flavour bomb particles are locked in, so you can't smell them. Because as soon as it goes in your mouth, it literally explodes. So the funk factor is through the roof on this cheddar.
How I would describe it is like eating a beefy, brothy cheese.
Ooh,
With grassy notes to it.
beefy. Actually, it has got a bit of a stocky
Really
kind of.
stocky kind of flavor, don't you think so?
Yeah.
They have like a really good beef stock.
Yeah.
It's so hearty and yum.
And this would be so good, toasted on some sourdough and dipped into a really good soup.
Oh yeah.
Imagine all that together.
Oh yeah.
This is a really beautiful cheddar. The consistency of it's still quite creamy.
It's not quite creamy. It's not that crumbly.
No,
But
that's
it
right.
really almost melts on your tongue, doesn't it? And that flavor, wow. And it's not that sharpness which I guess Aussies are used to having in cheddar flavors.
The old Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm getting with this one is at the back of my mouth, I'm getting this sort of almost like a pink grapefruit kind of vibe at the back. Yeah, there's this little bit of acid that hits and bites slightly, so it's not like that full-on alkaline cheddar flavour that you get where it's all very kind of beige.
Right, okay.
This has got a bit of kick. I quite like
You
this.
quite like this?
I didn't want to because I wanted, I never want the European ones to be
So
very
do I.
good.
Sometimes you just gotta face the fact that
They've been
it
doing
can be
it
good.
for a very,
They have.
very long time. Like
In fact, since the 1600s, the Queen's family, they have
a big
been in
factor.
the dairy industry. All right, how about the wank factor?
Now, wank for this one, I would say, look, it's pretty high when you can say these guys have been curdling their cheese for 500 years. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't
Well,
it?
I have enough info that might change your mind. So they were the winners of the Silver Award at the International Cheese Awards in 2019.
So they do well on
So
the...
they do well on the world front as well. So I think from wank factor is quite high up there.
Pretty safe taking this to a very posh dinner party.
For sure.
So, screw
Screw it
it.
factor, I would have it in a heartbeat.
You would screw it.
I will screw it for sure. Not literally, but I will screw the lactose.
Go there, this bag.
Yes.
For me, look, it was a really fine cheese, but I don't know whether I pay for it the next day with the 12 hours on the treadmill.
I
don't know.
love it. I like that.
It's pretty good, but I know I've tasted better cheddar. So
Right,
it was
there you go.
it was good though. And then so screw it is high. It's a very good cheese. You're gonna get by good cheese board platter addition. However, let's try this
Let's try
puppy.
this one.
So, Bay of Fires
From St. Helens in Tassie.
the most rugged bit of dairying country in Australia, really. It's a beautiful spot.
Yeah, and I was meant to meet the guys from BFIs when I was there last week.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Ian had plans with his wife, and the wife always comes first, so good on you, Ian.
Yeah, don't you know it?
I know. So,
Okay, pong.
the pong.
Okay, this has a much stronger pong than
It does.
the pom. Sorry, I probably not supposed to say pom anymore, am I?
But yes,
It's sweet, like overripe fruit kind
Yes.
of vibe to it. Yeah. Okay, so it's
I'm
quite.
quite liking the smell of this already.
Yeah, it makes me want to eat it.
Yeah,
That one didn't make me want to eat it
No.
when I smelled it.
That's right.
Okay.
So different. Oh my god.
Bananas. I'm getting bananas. How do you get bananas from cheese? Oh, that was the first one. The first wave was banana. It's a delicious consistency. You could just chew on this. I feel guilty eating with my mouth full because it's still in there. It's still going.
Still going.
It's still going. It's a really fruity. I'm getting all the tropical fruits in this cheddar, but almost paw.
But also a bit musty. A bit rustic.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
getting
on
as well.
it's on the edge. It's definitely been fermented.
For sure.
There's a natural ferment,
It
a
is.
fruit ferment. That's what it tastes like for me.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, yeah.
No,
that
he
is
doesn't
lovely.
agree.
No,
Not at all.
I mean,
This is
I'm not getting
interesting.
the tropical fruit at all, but I'm getting a lot of musty, a lot of rustic flavors in there. But it's beautiful. I love it.
It's more of a yogurty kind of edge to it than like in that Yeah, got a tang to it, this cheddar, in my mouth.
It's still going, guys. It's still going on my
It's
tongue.
changing, it's evolving.
Wow. All right. Wing factor. Well, this cheese won the best cheddar at the Grand Jury Awards in 2017. So, big winner as well.
Yeah.
So I think from
On the
wing factor-
Australian stage,
Yes.
this is...
And also, Ian Fowler, the Fowler family, has been making cheddar since for like hundreds of years. So Ian Fowler moved to Australia about more than 10 years ago and brought his family's recipe to Tassie and made this.
He's got cheese cred.
He got cheese cred for sure.
Predates Australia.
Yes.
So that's really cool.
Yes.
I think wank factor, I love the fact that it comes from a really remote part of Tassie. It's Tassie's got some amazing dairy, full stop, and some amazing artisans. So I think
They do.
in the interest of buying local, this guy is
It's
pretty
the way
impressive.
It is.
Bay of Fires. I mean, what a beautiful name for a cheese company as well,
I
right?
was there. It was just stunning. What a stunning place, Tassie. You guys are lucky.
I think we can taste the raw kind of in the same way as when we could taste the Lartisan milk from the Great Ocean Road getting pummeled. Yeah.
The terroir.
Okay, now. Wank alert, sorry guys. But you can really taste that this has come from a different part of the world to the old world cheddar in England. Absolutely.
Same sort of cheddar making processes, but completely different flavor profile. Spirit factor, I would have it as well.
Oh, yeah.
It is one of my biggest selling cheddars in my shop. People love it, customers love it, and I love it as well. So that's really up there too.
Yeah. Look, that's a 5 out of 5 screw factor
Yeah.
for me as well. Incredibly good cheese, and it just lingers. And you know,
Still going.
if you get it does. It sort of coats around the side of your tongue, and even gives you a little bit of lift underneath. It's really interesting. There's so many different flavors. So if you've only got one little whiff of thin slice of cheese to eat on your diet, or if you just want to have a little splurge, you want to make sure the screw-in factor is right up here. You don't want to
It's gonna be
be
worth it,
wasting your cheese budget
Life is
on
too
crap.
short.
Yeah.
Life is too short to eat shit cheese.
Exactly.
Really, exactly.
That's why we're here, to help you eat great cheese.
And support Aussie.
Yeah.
Support your fellow Aussies. Why not?
Exactly.
Better.
Exactly.
If I can do it, you can do it too.
So, you've been watching The Cheese Hunters. I'm Wendy Hargreaves.
And I'm Hakim.
It's been
Thank you.
great playing cheese with you guys. We'll see you again back here at the Queen Victoria Market Dairy Hall
Yes.
next week.
All right. See
See ya.
you.
Happy cheesing.